You're born, you take shit. Get out in the world, you take more shit. Climb a little higher, take less shit. Till one day you're up in the rarefied atmosphere and you've forgotten what shit even looks like. Welcome to the layer cake, son.
That's from the film Layer Cake. If you've not seen it, I definitely recommend checking it out. Some great life lessons in there. So what's the point he's trying to make? Well, it's simply this: that the world isn't all sunshine and rainbows, and adversity will affect all of our lives. The choice we all have is, how will we deal with it? With that said, let's dive into today's learning. Many of us have this idea that life without pain and adversity would be wonderful, that each day would be perfect, filled with rainbows, and be spent with having fun with little or no responsibility. But is that really the life you want? Is that truly a rich and meaningful life? Let's face it, at some point you or someone you know will encounter financial hardship, bereavement, or have a falling out. That's simply a fact. So what role does pain and adversity play in our lives? Well, adversity serves as a catalyst to develop more resilience by forcing us to navigate and deal with the problems in front of us. This improves our confidence and ability to reframe the stresses of life into challenges. Because when you treat it like a challenge, you make it a game. And this will give you more energy and your brain starts to creatively problem solve rather than being paralyzed by fear. Remember, each time you are faced with a problem and you deal with it, when it happens again, or even something similar, you tap into that previous wisdom and you'll feel slightly less overwhelmed than the first time. Trust me when I say this, that is progress. So, how do you deal with pain and adversity? Well, it's to start by sharing your vulnerability in whatever way you feel comfortable. It doesn't have to be from a stage. It doesn't have to be on a YouTube channel. It can be by having one conversation at a time, because you never know the ripple effect that you're starting. I remember sitting in the doctor's office writing a discharge summary for one of my patients. Now, most doctors will tell you it's one of the most boring tasks in the world. And my colleague was there and said, "Jazz, why are you so happy doing this crappy task?" I smiled and I told him to sit down. I then began to tell him the story of my journey through anxiety, and how when I came out the other side, I felt reborn, like a phoenix from the ashes, renewed with a sense of purpose and gratitude for the privilege I've been bestowed. Previously, I viewed my medical work as a chore, something I had to do. But now, my perception had shifted. I started saying, this is something I get to do. And just that simple change in the framing was a game changer for me. You'll often hear me telling junior doctors, guys, essentially people come to us full of fear and concern. And we've been given this tremendous honor and responsibility to help them, to address their concerns and queries, to help them navigate through the unknown. Now, I will be making a separate video on anxiety, but suffice to say, being through it once meant I could recognize the symptoms when it came again. And I know which strategies work and which don't. So here's my challenge to you. When the opportunity arises, and if you feel comfortable, share something you struggled with and see the impact that conversation has on you and the other person you share it with. Comment below on how it felt to share your vulnerability. I'll leave you with this. In the words of Albert Einstein, adversity introduces man to himself. As always, I'll leave you with my mantra: have more, do more, be more. Be sure to subscribe, share and like. Send this one person who really needs to hear this message, and I'll see you in the next video.